Actor Jon Voight's no stranger to the spotlight or controversy. These days, the Hollywood legend's known for his great acting and being Angelina Jolie's father. But he's also unleashing some very non-Hollywood type views aimed at Congress, just as his controversial new movie about Mormons is set to hit theaters next month. I talked to Jon Voight about all the controversial topics in America and his life, and he didn't hold back.
We have been honored above all other men to be the chosen instruments of death in carrying out this merciful deed. We have a duty to perform. It is a duty we owe to God and to our church. The orders of those in authority are that all the immigrants must die.
In 1857, a Christian wagon train going to California was stopped in Utah, and 120 men, women, and children were murdered by a group of Mormons. And it happened, the date it happened was 1857, 150 years ago on September 11th. What I saw here was a kind of an anatomy of religious fanaticism and how it uses a religion to find acceptance for murder.
And you certainly had to be intrigued by the fact that the event that this movie is about, and of course the most famous event of the past 50 years, both occurred on September 11th. Do you think there are parallels between the religious fanaticism that is in this movie that the Mormons showed and the religious fanaticism on September 11th, 2001?
Yes, I do. I think that if you go to see this picture, and people who have seen it, they're shocked by so many parallels, and of course just generally the story is reaching a lot of emotional buttons because of it. It shows us how the workings, programming of certain ideas and propaganda builds this passion for things and this
hewn down,
this distorted notion and this madness.
God has revealed to me that I have the right and the power to call down curses on anyone who tries to invade our lands. Therefore, I curse the Gentiles.
What's it like for you seeing your daughter being a constant source of tabloid stories, churning this garbage day in and day out, regardless of whether you two get along famously or not? It's still your daughter, and my God, it is constant.
Let me say first, I'm crazy about my daughter. I love my children. I'm there for them, you know, at a moment's notice, and as I have been all their lives, and I love them. I wish we would get less interested in things that are not of substance and are manipulated lies to sell magazines and stuff. Of course, I'm definitely part of that. For all our media, I wish we would just take a step up. Can I get very serious, Joe, at this time?
I wish you would.
My heart is very heavy, and I'm really terrified by what is happening to our great nation. Our country is being divided by extremists who really believe all the propaganda that they're being fed on a daily basis by very cunning professionals. I mean, here we have American people in this country, in this city, in D.C., defacing our president, calling him unthinkable names. And what is the agenda for which they're doing this? And I find it's just to bring their party to power. And these people that are, and I'm stepping way into something now, but these people who are wanting to rule with this aspect of technique have no real answer as to how they're going to do it, as witnessed by Nancy Pelosi's trip recently. And the real sad part is that they don't realize that they're feeding the enemy all the nutrients that they need to destroy us. We're with a serious enemy. We're engaged with a serious enemy here. And we seem to have forgotten about 9/11. I'm sure the families haven't forgotten it. So it's a very serious, you know, it's a very serious time, and maybe it's this film that's brought me into a real research about what the enemy really is, the face of the enemy that we're facing today, and it's stirring many things in me.
No doubt about that. My thanks to Jon Voight. His new film, September Dawn, opens next month. You're going to want to see that. And still to come here,